Hey guys, this is Pastor Caleb, and I am here back with Pastor George. And we are excited to be able to try to do this again. Now, here doing it in two different spots, but as he and his family and team is there on the front lines, we've been spending some time this morning getting caught up, hearing these amazing God stories, the things that are going on, the things that we're still praying about. And some of the things that you guys have been partnering with. So, George, you were just kind of give us an update. I know we were sending out some pictures and things like that as we've been seeing some cars getting to the guys on the front lines and, hearing some of these stories about people getting rescued out of basements. But that was really like the tip of the iceberg. The last week has really seen some real boldness in terms of guys on the front lines. Tell us a little bit more about what's happening, there on the front lines.
Sure. Yeah, I think I'll start with Nipro, where we have those guys that we've been helping them get vehicles. And I think maybe you heard, the need was they have drivers, but give us wheels, right? And because we want to be part of, continue to, to expand what we're doing. We're waiting for Mariupol to open up. Well, Mariupol has opened up, in a way. I mean, there's Russians at the post, but they've been able to get in now and at least get 60 plus people out. And that's just, and it's dire condition. I mean, it's terrible conditions there. People are on the brink of starvation, just dangerous places, snipers and things like that. One of the pastors that was bringing people back got grazed by a bullet, just brave people. And but also these amazing stories that are happening with, just God opening these doors as they're giving, food and help. And just these people are overwhelmed by the kindness they're seeing and so they bring them to where they are and they set food before them and like, we haven't seen food in a couple of weeks. But then just helping them along, they're renting with the money that we're sending them, that you guys are helping us with, they're renting facilities to put them up, help them move on, move further west to get them taken care of. Just amazing.
Wow.
Thing.
Yeah, I mean, to think that this, pipeline of amazing, families and churches that are helping, support are actually able to get things in people's hands. I know that's what's stirring a lot of pastors. And this is like, not just, these amazing stories of people in need, but I mean, we're hearing some of these God moments for, even some of your close friends. We were talking about that family that, I mean, this was like our third attempt after 3 weeks and living in a basement and, family with foster kids, trying to escape over a field. I mean, there's going to be a movie about it one day, but like that's, I mean, we chuckle, but I mean, we're like in tears as we're getting updates. But I mean, this family finally got to safety this week, right? Like you were just in contact with them over the last couple of days.
Yes. Yeah. We have been incredibly part of that and just incredibly relieved that this happened now. And but it's just one of many, right?
Well, you mentioned as we're able to get people out, I think one of the things that's really solidified our relationship with these amazing people that are putting their lives on the line is we're also getting resources to them. I mean, this is part of, like we were just working with our team this morning, like insulin, medical supplies, first aid kits. I mean, all this stuff is in huge demand. And you were just telling me a story about like we're working on, supplying, like getting a supply of insulin and then transportation. These are real needs that are coming up over there, but God is putting you and the team in a position to be able to do something about that. Tell us a little bit more. I know we can't get into all the details, but I mean, God's providing both the resources and the way and help people understand just a little bit about what the need is and how we're able to do something about it.
Right. Yeah. So the need is huge. People are really needing this stuff. But God has been providing connections too with, we're working with a distributor in Ukraine, and it looks like this is going to really help us get a lot of insulin. Also working with people on the outside. There's some suppliers. It looks like it's going to work out because it's kind of difficult, right? Because it's medical supplies that can kind of be, you need permission and all that stuff and prescriptions, but it looks like we're going to be able to get a bunch of it. We're lining up a vehicle that would have refrigeration to transport it in. And like I said, we have connections on the inside to it in Ukraine with officials to help us get it across the border quickly. And we have people that then know how to get that distributed to the right people. So this is another huge opportunity for us to do a lot of good. And we have the people in place, and you guys are helping out, and that's huge.
Yeah. So. Yeah. For all those that are helping send funds through, Calvary San Diego, we have a support team meeting, almost, every other day where you guys are letting us know what the needs are. And we're seeing God-sized things like this get taken place. And I mean, as we're talking about getting resources to the front lines and extracting people out, I mean, you just walk out of your building, you were telling me, and like literally there are others who are in a spot just like you, where we're seeing these kind of God connections of just like day-to-day discipleship, day-to-day pastoral opportunities. Tell us a little bit about just like some of the people that God's putting in your path right there in Budapest. Is your family's getting established and figuring this stuff out?
Yeah, so we're here, and there's a big park here. We go to that. And again, it's kind of cool to see that the family can get involved, right? So we're there and we're playing with people, and we're hearing Russian and Ukrainian all over the place because there's a lot of refugees here. So we met this one family. There's a grandma, a mom, and a son, and they were playing with our kids. And so I go up and just, hey, introduce myself, and they were just excited to hear, to meet another person from Ukraine. And we just got out of Kyiv. So it turns out they're from this. If you've heard these names in the news, it's Bucha and Irpin, right? These are places that were being really just hammered. People were really hard to get out of it. Things have changed, thankfully. The armies kind of pushed the Russians back, but these were places that they were not letting anybody out. They were shooting people escaping. Well, this lady got out before it really got bad. She made it to the West with her son, and but her mom was like, she didn't want to leave. There's like a lot of elderly people. It's kind of a common story. They don't want to leave their lands, but it got so bad, she left, and thankfully she got out safely. But just talking to them, and then the mom just breaks down in tears, and just I say, can I give you a hug? And just that connection, because we both have experienced similar things, and then as I tell, I'm a pastor, and what we're doing here, we're trying to help people, and both of them are just touched by it. And then the mom tells me, or the grandma says, yeah, I mean, these Adventists, Christians helped me get out. And I was just so touched by their hearts. When they would pray, I would just be filled with such peace. And these aren't church people, right? Probably Orthodox, I don't know, but I don't think they're really followers of Jesus. But through this experience, they are wide open to the gospel. And I'm able just to pray. I prayed for them before we left, and they were like, yes, please pray for us. I mean, they want this. So this is just one story. I mean, there's thousands of like that, thousands of opportunities, just people, trying to figure things out. And there's in these cities, and when they come across Christians, there's this just a wonderful opportunity to love them into the kingdom, and that's what we want to see. We want to see these people connect. We're kind of shifting our focus, personally, and our team we've formed. We have an office now, by the way, here in Budapest, and our goal is to get these refugees into church families that are going to take care of them for the long term, and really take care of their needs and help them get their bearings. Like I think one brother put it, from good hands to good hands. Like we're just going to have this chain of Christian families, just loving them. And just, through this tragedy, there's just so many amazing opportunities, so thanks again for
love it. Yeah.
Supporting us, and we're excited. I mean, grieved deeply, but also excited of what's happening in regards to God's kingdom and people coming to Him. So,
love it. Well, we will keep people posted. I know there's like a delivery of like 40 tons of supplies that are coming into the warehouse in the next day or so. There's cars that we're getting. We're trying to get transportation for this insulin. There's safety gear and things like that. We're trying to get to the front lines. And then, like you said, there's this amazing team of hands, that God is raising up to do this gospel work as people are settling, like your family, all there in Europe. So we want to continue lifting up your arms in prayer. Obviously, if people are sending funds, they can get it through calvarysd.com is one of the ways that is just getting it right here to the front lines. And then churches that are interested in maybe helping tackle with some of these projects specifically, they can email us and get back to us, and we'd love to connect them to those needs. But George, we're just so grateful for what you and your family are doing and for all these amazing stories. And we'll check back in, get another update, for everybody in the next couple of days, as we keep everybody connected to what God's doing here on the front lines. So thank you, George, for the update, and we'll keep praying alongside you.
Yeah, thank you guys too. All right. Talk to you later.
God bless, George. All right.
Bye-bye.